Hello, Candace.
Hello.
How are you today?
Oh, it's been a minute.
Oi, it has been over 3 months since we have sat here together with our new tree. Alright, we've had a break.
We have.
It was nice.
Yes.
Like, I miss you.
I mean, yes, I still see you, but it's fine.
Like, no, because like this is like our private time. That's no longer a private time, but that's okay. No, it's like where we get to like,
Yeah.
you know?
Be one.
Yeah, and like, just the two of us.
Yeah, got it.
Just two of us, little headphones on. So I have missed it,
Yes.
and I've missed sharing it. And what is really cool is there has been lots of people that have also missed it.
Oh, that's good. No one has said a single thing to me.
That's sad.
Clearly no one listens to me, just you.
No, they just probably assume I'm the one because I press the buttons.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Button lady.
The button lady. So we've had a break. There's been lots of things that have happened, and we're coming back with some video. It's pretty exciting.
Now everyone gets to see how fucking nice your hair is. Like, she's worked out. Like, I look like Hagrid and your hair is perfect.
I think it's
Doesn't
just.
make any sense.
I think it's just dead.
It's just got no life.
I think when
Mine's
you
just full of stuff. It's full of ideas.
full of brains. Yeah. But I think when you've been blonde for the majority of your adult life and it's been dyed blonde, I think you get to a point where your hair is just dead.
There's just like no frizz. It's just.
So whatever you want it to do, it'll just stay there.
Just stays
And it'll
forever.
just stay there until you wash it again, and then it just dies in that same way.
Yeah, well, it's working for you.
Just roll with that. So, with coming back, we wanted to add the video because we've had people ask about it. We thought it would be another cool way to share more of what we do and another way to get what we want out there.
Yes. We can make cool little clips of things, reels and stuff.
Well, I mean, we won't make it.
No, we don't know how to.
Yeah, someone else in the room will do that. And we also just wanted to use this episode as a way to touch on who we are, what we're about, and why the fuck you should listen to us.
Yeah.
Who gives us the right to talk about what we're talking about?
No one really. Just us.
No.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are we doing? What's
Well,
are we
what's been
starting with?
happening the last, this little guy's out of the way, what's been going on the last couple of months?
Yeah. Lost.
I couldn't, when we were writing these notes, I couldn't remember a single thing, so lucky you filled in the blanks.
Yeah. There's been like not like a massive amount of things that have happened. I think, have we both been sick in this time, or was that just me?
I feel like it was just you,
Yeah.
I think.
It was
We've had a
just.
couple of little like.
It was just before Sunny Coast 5K. I was like,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, because I was training for Sunny Coast 5K. I was doing a lot of running, feeling really good, and then everything exploded, and I was no longer fit. I think I had COVID for the first time. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
COVID for the first time.
Lost.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, still got to pay Becky. So, and then there was Sunny Coast 5K. We had, how many members? Fuck. It was a lot.
I'm gonna say like 12, 10. Becky reckons 10.
Who? What are you talking about? Yeah, there was 10, including me. I was like 11. Anyway, so it was awesome. I also found out before we did that, did you know that it is one of the like big marathon events that people around the world travel to?
I didn't know that. No.
I think that is very cool. I mean, it's very pretty, so I think that's why. That was good. And then, was it a week later? Or 2 weeks later?
Yeah.
We had High Rocks.
Yeah.
Had lots of shit in the lead up from
Yeah.
two people that are in this room right now about.
I didn't say a fucking word. I did not say a thing. I didn't.
That is straight
I
lies.
did not.
That you were sending me
even one time.
videos
I didn't.
of like, you're a liar. Running vest.
Okay. I did. That's not High Rocks. That was for your.
Just running in general. Well, yeah.
But
Oh,
I
yeah.
take it back because I was at the time was also running, just like building back up after injury, and I was like, fuck, what do I do with my phone? And then you were like, that's what you use a running belt for. I was like, oh, sorry.
Running belts are awesome. I wish I could just wear them all the time and just have my phone in there. Maybe I will. Maybe I'm going to put my running belt on for coaching.
Okay.
I'm going to keep my
Have some
phone.
snacks.
Have a few snacks in
Maybe
between
little-
classes.
Little gauging bottles, like little running ones.
Yeah, have one of those in there. Be
Good
sick.
idea, yeah.
But High Rocks was cool, and I will do it again.
Yeah, right.
I don't really think if you do CrossFit, I don't think you need to train for it.
Yeah, it would just be like a fun little thing to do.
Yeah, like you might in the lead up, maybe like a month or two before, you might, hit anywhere between a 5 and an 8K run once a week or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
or once every 2 weeks. But I think everyone that, that does CrossFit and uses running in CrossFit, I think should be able to do High Rocks with no training.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and it's like fun.
Yeah.
You
You had a good time.
Yeah, it was cool. It was different. It was more expensive than I thought it was going to be.
Like the event itself.
Yeah, but once you do the event, you realise why, because it's like
Yeah.
it's in its own little caliber of like the event itself is like a little mini festival for fitness. Like it's very professionally run, very well done. So yeah, I'll do it again for sure,
cool.
just because it's a fun experience
Wow.
and because I can. It's fun. What else has happened? Just on the weekend, we had myself, Hannah, and Kyle from the gym, and then Josh from another gym do a team of 4 competition
Mm-hmm.
in Brisbane, which is really fun. Yeah, it's just fun to train for something and aim for something.
Yeah. And that was like a different format. Everything was run like in only a few hours, like all the events.
It's the first time I've ever done anything like that.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Was it bad?
It was tough. Like, I think our first workout it started at 2:33 p.m. and the last event.
Sorry, I was like 2:30, like 2:33. Is that what you meant? Like
2:33. What?
like.
Or 2:34. Like 2.
Oh, that's exactly
The
what
time.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think I
That's
meant?
just very specific time.
Was very
Okay.
specific.
Anywho.
And they were not late. They ran on time. It was like 2:33 or 2:34.
Yeah.
And I'm saying these numbers. I could just say 2:30, but it's like I'm picturing the photo
I
of
thought you
them.
meant 2:30 to like that. Anyway. Keep going.
It was 2:34 until, and then the last event was like 5:45. I don't know, something like that. So it was like 5 scored events in a very short amount of time. So I feel like by the time you warmed up, did the workout, got out of there,
Yeah.
cooled down,
You have to go again.
had a snack, like a little whatever, you looked at your time and you had like 20 minutes before you had to start warming up again. And yeah, like between events 2 and 3, everyone was trash. So not just, like however you feel, everyone's going to feel the same. Yeah. So that was an interesting format, a challenging format. I don't think I liked it, but it was cool. It was something different. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So that was cool.
Very cool.
But we have something that we've all done as a team since we've done our last podcast. So, yeah. So, do you want to like paint the picture of how that came about?
Well, I don't even really know.
You don't remember?
I remember it was a Friday afternoon and all the staff were here.
Just sitting down chilling with some lunch.
Yeah, I think I was doing some rehab. You guys were like eating, and I could hear the conversation from a distance. And it was Hannah was saying something about wanting to do something as a team, I think. And then here we are. Here we are.
Yeah. So, we were all sitting there chilling, eating, and then we started talking about team sports, and we suggested how good it would be to do a team sport all together as a team.
And while this was being said, because I wasn't in that particular conversation, was it because anyone had played team sports before, or like why?
I thought as a team like owner. I was gonna say manager, but that's your job, so I just own my team.
Owner. Yeah, okay, got it.
As the owner of a team of people,
As a team, yeah.
I thought it would be a great idea to do something outside of the gym altogether, that we could have fun, team build.
Yeah.
Not because I knew what it was
Yeah.
as a sport,
Yeah.
but
Because you did not.
I did not know what OzTag was.
Yeah.
No, that's not something I knew.
Mandy, what did you think of what?
I thought it was how it's presented in the name. I thought it was tag.
And what did you envision? Like you tag, you're it, run away?
So I knew for some reason my brain knew that there was tags, like the things that you have to pull off. I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that that's what we were doing, like running around, like pulling each other's tails. And I didn't know the rules, and I still don't know the rules really. But yeah, I did not know there was a ball involved.
Yeah, because I overheard the end of this conversation. I came over and I was like, yep, like I've played team sport my whole life, so I was fucking pumped. I was like, yes, let's do this. I'll go get a ball and we'll start practicing.
And then I responded with, what ball?
Why do we need a ball?
Why would you have a ball? And then Candace looked at me blankly in the face, and then looked at Hannah and said, I can't tell if she's joking. And I was like, I'm not joking. What ball? And then everyone laughed at me for a really long time. And then that's when I realised, still to this day, everyone's laughing. Then I realised that it is a ball sport.
It is.
And I realised very well after game one what kind of sport it is. You weren't there for game one.
I wasn't. I was working.
We had a bit of team practice in the lead up.
Yeah.
I was leaning on you and a lot of other people for advice on how to do it.
Basic rules, gameplay.
I also looked up, I watched some videos. I wanted to go in a little bit prepared, knowing I just don't want to let the team down.
You let the team down.
I broke my finger.
You did.
Oh, it's actually a bit blue today. That's interesting. It hasn't been blue in a while. I was trying so hard. I was just trying to get those little ball sport. I was trying to get the tag. And I stabbed him in the leg with my finger.
Yeah.
And it hurt so much.
Yeah.
I cried the whole way home.
I was at work, so I got home before them, and I was cooking dinner, and Josh and Amanda got home, and they both walked in the door, and Amanda was crying, and Josh was limping, and I was like, I thought they were joking. I was like, alright, dickheads, how'd you go? And Amanda's like, no, my fingers really sore. Josh said, I think I've done my hamstring. I was like, fucking hell.
Josh was saying to me the whole way home, you're right, mate, it's not broken, you're okay, you're fine, you'll be right. He's like, look at all my fingers. I was like, ah! He's like, fucked up fingers. I don't want to look like that. So you recommended, I think about a week later, let the swelling down.
Yeah, we'll see how it is.
Yeah, see how it goes, and then just go get scanned just in case. And then confirmed break. And the next Tuesday rolls around, another game of OzTag. I am there for support because I can no longer play. Candace's big debut to the team. How did that go?
I also broke my finger. The same finger.
It's so ridiculous. So we're out. We're
done.
We're done.
Yeah.
We
Team's hanging by a thread.
don't know if it's going to make the season. We've got doctors and OTs in this gym telling me to pull the team. They're like, pull the team, Mandy, get them out.
Enough is enough.
Because we've also had Hannah do a finger.
Yep.
Now Becky did 2 fingers.
I'm pretty sure they are broken.
You reckon?
Yeah.
And then John did his hamstring.
Big one, yeah.
Okay, people hate shit on CrossFit for injuries. I've been going for 12 years with nothing more than a little niggle here and there. And game 1 of OzTag. That is...
Yeah. Sport is different.
It's so different. And okay, so before I broke my finger, I also just did not know what was going on. I'm glad I broke my finger. I don't want to play. It's not for me. It is have a great great time, guys. Like, it is a lot. I don't, like, for someone like yourself who doesn't like lots of noise and things going on, it is nothing but that for me, and it feels erratic. But I guess once you know what's going on a bit better, it makes sense.
Like, if you don't know the rules, I guess it's pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
The ref yelling at you, teammates yelling at you.
Everyone's yelling at me, and I don't know which side to be on.
Yeah.
I don't know where it was.
Right.
Yeah. Stabbing boys in legs. Someone smacked me on the arse real hard. Didn't know what happened. Like.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, so teams hanging by a thread. The only one uninjured oh no,
Kelsey and Sarah, I believe.
and Nick. Oh no, yeah, I don't know if hers was a
Oh yeah.
All-State injury. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Mm.
But that was a fun time.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, everybody. And then, yeah, in the gym we've just had a couple of events go on. We've had the water wine and the launch of a new foundations course, which is awesome. We've had a bunch of newbies just start here, which is very cool.
Exciting. And we've got nutrition course. It's like 19, I feel.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is really cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I think the most we've had at any one time is like 7 or 9 or something. So
That's so cool.
very, very good.
I just love how much people are, because we always fucking go on about it really, but like how much people understand that it's such a huge factor for their health.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went and did my PT course when I was 16. Did like a full-time course up here on the sunny coast, and yeah, been doing it ever since. And fucking 20 years in.
That's disgusting. That's such
Not
a
next
long
year,
time.
the year after.
Does that make you feel old?
It makes like it just doesn't feel like that. Like it just doesn't feel like that sounds like a long time, but it doesn't feel like that.
Well, that's good, I guess. And then, because you didn't start in CrossFit, like you were just a regular personal trainer,
Very regular.
Very regular. What made you start doing CrossFit before you opened the gym?
So the gym I worked at, you were either working, doing PTs or classes or whatever in the mornings or the nights, so you kind of just had the middle of the day. So you were doing morning and nights most days. So if you were going to train, it was like mid-morning, early afternoon sort of time. And then, yeah, we would just always do gym stuff, me and the other trainers, and then one of them started doing CrossFit. And it was like a 2-minute drive from the gym, and it was a class, and I was like, oh cool, like, you know, she invited me, and then I went as a lunchtime session, and no gym back then had lunchtime sessions, like there wasn't such thing. So yeah, we went to the 1 o'clock class, and I did Filthy 50 on the first day, cut the reps in half. I was very mad, but then soon found out that was a smart idea. Yeah.
And then from that class, you were like, I love this, or did it take a couple?
So I loved it, but like, I don't even know how old I was. Very early 20s, like very non-committal. I couldn't do a strict pull-up. Very much into health, but nowhere near what health is now to me. Yeah, young, no responsibilities. We definitely still have takeaways several times a week. Like, just, you know, just didn't really understand.
Didn't get it, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So I think I was like on and off for, yeah, like maybe a year or two, I'd say. Like I was in and out, had lots of excuses, and work's busy, going to Thailand to get my titties done, like all of that sort of stuff happened in that time. Yeah, like 22, 23.
Yeah.
Didn't really get serious until I did my level 1, which was like, yeah, nearly, I think like 11 years ago.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, nuts.
That is wild. And then how long between that and opening gym here? Like, what was that time period?
Like less than 2 years, like
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
I was
knowing what you know now.
Well, and even I did my level 1 and then ran, like managed, operated completely a gym with CrossFit. So I finished the course and then started running the CrossFit gym straight away.
Yeah.
And I did that for less than 6 months and then
Yeah.
moved up here,
Yeah, right.
which is insane.
Yeah.
Knowing what I know now, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just one of those like risky things you do as a kid.
Young person.
Don't understand.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's worked out alright.
Yeah, and I think like, so I've always been the way I am, as in like I know what I want and I'll go after it, but I didn't know enough back then to have like as much like risk assessment and like know I just didn't know what I didn't know. And there
Probably
was,
a good thing though.
I don't think, like, I think now, knowing what I know, if I knew that back then, I don't know if I would have even done this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
yeah.
Lucky it worked out though.
Yeah, and I know that you get asked this all the time, but just in case people don't already know, why women's only?
It's just where I started. So I did my PT course early. So when I was 16, didn't have like a lot of experience around men. Went straight to my first proper job. I had a couple of other little jobs in between, but my first proper personal training job was at Fernwood. And I loved it.
Which is all women.
All women, yeah. Bit of a different demographic that we would have here. Air cons, I was just telling Becky earlier, like one of the jobs that you have at Fernwood as the gym floor is you do like wet towels, and you take the wet towels around on like a little plate to people, and it's a lot more cushy, I guess, than what we're going after here. And yeah, so that's just what I knew. And then when I started at a mixed gym, I was like, holy boys everywhere, this is a lot. And just never really, like when I was on gym floor, we had to like go around and like talk to people. I would just never go near the dudes. Like I knew some well, but I never had the same conversations about training, vulnerability, like what their goals are. Like I just found guys, and still do find them a lot more resistant.
Yeah.
And if I really want to help people, I want to be able to like get in there and understand their why and what they want. And so long story short, I just resonate better with women, and I feel like I can help them more. And I feel like they can work better together in that environment as well.
Yeah, and I guess like they can be more open and vulnerable, and when they're just around other people going through the same stuff.
Exactly. Just feel non-threatening. Even though like I'm definitely on that like most guys, they're not out here to threaten us. Like they're not here to make us uncomfortable, but it changes dynamics, and their presence alone, whether they know it or not, or whether it's intending it or not, it can change the way some women feel, and it's hard to feel vulnerable in front of that.
Yeah, for sure. And so you became a mum how many years into the gym?
Only one, which is also insane.
That's wild.
Yeah, like it was just over 12 months, I think. So I was 24 when I opened. I was like just 26 when I had Callie.
Yeah, so she's 8 now,
29.
Yeah. How do you juggle it all? Because I know that's another question people have. Like, how do you do all of this and still parent?
Yeah. When I first had her, it looked a lot different to how it is now. I've definitely set it up now that like I'm home with her in the mornings, and 3 afternoons a week I'm home with her, and Jordan's with her the other time. But when I first had her, she was just with me all the time.
Yeah.
She was just here hanging out. Literally, we'd hang her off the rig on the little jumpy thing. It was awesome. She'd just be
Yeah.
not really, probably shouldn't. And yeah, she just went along with it, and then it was daycare 1 day a week, daycare 2 day a week, daycare up to 3 days. Then she started school, and then it's like also mind blowing to think that she's over halfway through primary school now.
Yeah, crazy.
But she came after the gym, and yeah, I think about that early stage, and I just don't remember it, and just how it would have been fucking nuts. And I remember bits of it, and it was insane.
Yeah, you just make it work.
You just do. Yeah, you just make it happen.
Yeah. And in terms of like your goals for yourself and for the gym, where do you see yourself? Where do you see the gym in the next couple of years?
I think exactly where we are now, doing mostly what we're doing, and just still focusing on what we're focusing on now, which is trainer development, which is so fun. We both really enjoy it for different reasons, and I think we both have a lot to offer in that regard, and I think the girls love it and they appreciate it, and they all want to grow their businesses here as well. So that's like a big focus, and then just keep like I know you're the same, like it's always hard to realize like how good things are, and like step back and go, this is awesome, because you're always looking and trying to fix and trying to like improve, just want to improve like member experience, what's going on, things breaking or whatever, like, so yeah, just keep getting better. And just, yeah, and then CrossFit as a whole, like as an affiliate, like I never want to work away from what it is. So always, yeah, bring it back.
Yeah, bring that salt shaker back.
Always. Oh, that just gave me goosebumps. I love it.
And then you're a CrossFit level 3 as well, I forgot to say that, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And there's not many of them.
Less than 1% of CrossFit trainers.
Very, very cool. So you know your stuff.
That was really cool. I think that was, I want to say 5 years ago now. And I was one of the first women to complete the level 3 in Australia, which is pretty cool. It was really scary, really hard, and it was a very big exam. And I did not think in a million years I could do anything like that.
Yeah.
That's definitely like my highest like achievement of like an educational achievement for me. I've always said, and I've always put myself down as like, I'm not a theoretical person. I don't retain information very well, but it just proves when you care about something enough and you try hard and you practice and you give a fuck, like
you put the time in and do the work.
Yeah, so that's like something that I'm very proud of.
Yeah, very, very cool. And did that change anything about the way you run the business or the way that you are as a coach, do you think?
A little bit of confidence, like a little bit more confidence with like,
Like,
okay,
I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing. I'm on the right track. Like
Yeah.
this feels good. This feels right. But in saying that, it's a theory exam for a practical job. But I think it probably gave me a little bit more confidence that I'm doing the right thing or I'm on the right track.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then I think this will be my final question, unless I think of anything else. In terms of doing CrossFit, like competing, doing it for health, like where are you at in that kind of spectrum?
Yes. Like from the moment I started CrossFit, I'm not like you, I didn't grow up doing a lot of competitive team sports. Like I've always been involved in... There's no shock there. Like always did stuff. Like I was never really great at anything, but I did tennis, I played cricket, like I dabbled with lots of different things. Never that shape ball, just saying. But I always tried lots of different things, but never really did it well. I never won at anything, but I always loved doing stuff. Until I became a teenager and I was far too cool for anything. But then when I found CrossFit, when I found Jesus, I've also got a very big competitive side growing up in a family of 4 kids. So we competed for everything, but I've never actually used it for good reason. I'll just like race you from one end of the hallway to the other. Stupid. So when I realised that CrossFit was like that, like the sport side of it is a thing too, I was like, this is cool. Like, and you can always try to get better and you can always try to improve. So from the moment I started, I was like, okay, I want to be kind of good at this. This is really cool, and I want to try and be better than other people at it.
Yeah.
And then I've always wanted to, and I've improved year on year in different ways and had, ups and downs as we all do over that amount of time. But right now is the most, I would say, like life balance I feel between all of it. I'm okay with not improving for the first time in nearly 12 years of doing CrossFit. I'm okay with it.
Is that a nice feeling?
It's so fucking nice.
Cool.
It's very nice. It's like, like I think when you have, and you know this deep to your core, more than I ever will or did, when you have a desire to improve, it can be not overwhelming, but it can all consuming. Yeah. And like you want that bad. So I was like that a little bit for a really long time. But then when you have a kid and you have a business and you have outside obligations, it becomes like a bit of a push and pull.
You can't do it all.
You can't.
All the time.
No. And that doesn't mean that I will ever not give my best every fucking time I'm in the gym, because I always will. It doesn't matter how competitive I feel or whatever. Like I will always do what I can when I'm training or competing. will I still compete? Do I still love it? Absolutely yes. Will I get angry that I can't do what I used to do with some things? Yes, that happened today, and that's fine. But if I have the need and the want, then I will do a little bit extra on that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are things that I'm improving on now with doing much less, and I think it's because I'm way more chill.
Like you're probably smarter now.
Yeah.
You're not like overtraining. You're doing just the right amount of stuff that you want to do. You're probably sleeping more. All of those little things.
Yeah. Just I think stress is a massive factor that people underestimate how much it can affect every
for sure.
part of your life, including training.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
That's very cool.
Thanks for letting me talk about me. That was so kind. So maybe this is
Maybe
why
I do so well.
Yeah.
I could have answered all of those questions.
Yeah. You're like, here we go again. I've heard this before. For the 7th time. Maybe that's why I like podcasting with you so much. Just get to talk about myself for an hour. How fun.
I need to readjust myself.
I need to turn the notes to me. You're like, you didn't even look at them once. I was like, how is she doing that? That's incredible. Your hair is so smart. Alright, on to you. I'm so excited about this. This is going to be fun and less fun for you, but really fun for me. We had very different introductions, pre-CrossFit, our experiences were very different. What did you do prior?
Like immediately before CrossFit, I was a bodybuilder.
Bodybuilding! That's, how long did you do that for?
Maybe like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
That's
a long time.
Maybe it wasn't that long, I don't know.
That is a really long time for a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
I would say that, I don't know, I have no idea, but the life of a bodybuilder probably wouldn't be that would it?
It's like the perfect, for me, because it's so, like you have to be so obsessed with it, like it just made my brain so happy.
And because you've got a pretty...
I like routine and structure and rules and it was not healthy, like it is not, I think you could do it better than I did it obviously, but it is like the most consuming of consuming things when you're in it.
Before bodybuilding, just team sports?
Yeah, so I was a pretty high level netballer, like through school and then at uni as well.
Crazy that you can use that other shape ball so well.
Yeah, so many shape balls.
You're just used to all the different shaped balls. That's so good. So how did you get into CrossFit from bodybuilding?
Randomly, I'm a physio, so I got asked by a friend who owns like a recovery company. She was like, I'm really short on staff this weekend, we've got this massive event down in Wollongong, I'll fly you down, like do you want to come and work? And I was like, yeah, why not, I don't know anything about it, but sure. It was regionals, CrossFit regionals, so I had no idea.
Do you remember what year that was?
I want to say 2016.
Yep.
It was the year that had a snatch ladder and Cara Saunders broke the world record. I remember watching it. Yeah, I remember watching that event and being like, oh, this is cool. But I had no idea what it was. So I was just working there as a physio, just doing like soft tissue work and injury management stuff for the athletes.
Did you remember working on anyone amazing? Or were you like, because you were filling in, you weren't?
I didn't really know who anyone was. Yeah. I had no idea. And because we work like half days, we either do the morning shift or the afternoon shift. So whatever time you weren't working, you just got a ticket to the event. So I just go and sit in the bleachers and try and figure out what the hell was going on.
And so did you leave that and go, yep?
Yeah, from like the first event I saw, I was like, I need to do this.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and I asked someone who was competing there, I had no idea who it was, they were from Brisbane, and I was talking to them and they were like, go and call Chris and Marie when you get home and go to their gym. And I was like, okay. And they own Coastal CrossFit, and that's where I started on I think like the Monday or Tuesday after I got
Oh, well, you were like straight in.
Yeah.
And if you were then like you are now, usually it takes you a while of research and decision making before jumping in, so you must have really wanted to do it.
I knew straight away that's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I was all in from then.
Yeah. And you said you're a physio. Tell us about that. How did you start that? When did you get into it?
Oh God. Straight out of school, don't ask me, maybe 2009 or 10 I think I started. Studied up in Townsville. Didn't really love it, didn't hate it, did pretty well. Thought I wanted to work in sports, but didn't enjoy that at all.
Why? Wasn't what you thought?
No, it's really like not very glamorous. Not that I thought, I don't know, you just like sports, like cool, but it's like, yeah, you're the first one there, you're the last one to leave. It's very thankless almost.
Everyone's bitch.
Yeah. So I didn't love my experience with that. But kind of same as you, I've always had this like thing about women. Like I've always just really wanted to help them and work with them. And we had like one single lecture at uni on pelvic floor physio, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do.
So that was that one lecture, and then what happened?
And then out of uni, the weekend I finished uni, like I hadn't graduated yet, there was a pelvic floor course being run in Brisbane, and you're not supposed to go on it until you've worked for 2 years. But I emailed them and I was like, I want to come on this course, like I haven't got any physio experience, I don't know what I'm doing, blah blah blah. And they said no. We went back and forth a couple of times, and they eventually let me on the course. So I did that like before I had even finished uni.
Which was not supposed to be that way.
Yeah, and then
And loved it?
Again, yeah, straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I worked as a pelvic floor physio for, God, we're going like 10 years, I reckon.
Damn. That's cool.
Mm.
And I think it's very cool as well that your early mentor is a member here.
Yeah, Fiona.
That's very cool. That did you have to fight hard for her to get her to join here?
I can't remember, to be honest.
I remember she has said things, I don't remember the initial thing, but
Yeah.
she has said things like, I could never do that.
Yeah, I feel like there was a bit of that back and forward.
The resistance.
They'll
They know. They learn.
get it.
And then, so that, and then in recent years, or how long have you been doing the pain specialty stuff?
Yeah, and then so I think just as a byproduct of being in that field, there's a lot of pelvic pain and persistent stuff that goes along with pelvic floor conditions. So probably the last like 2 or 3 years that I was working as a physio full time, most of my caseload I'd say was some kind of chronic pain or persistent pain.
And then did you have to do lots of extra courses in that, or is it like you like constantly do your own research?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. Like I went and still haven't finished, but my master's degree over at Curtin Uni in Perth, and that had a big pain component to it. But honestly, it's such a big part of pelvic floor physio that it's all kind of built into everything you learn. But yeah, and again, it's just like experience as well, and doing a lot of research.
And so you're currently not working as a physio?
No.
Back to it soon? I don't know.
No. I need to have like 3, there's so many things I want to do, and I just don't know how to fit it all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only one Candace,
Oh,
but
yeah,
so
just
many
need,
things that Candace needs.
3 like alternate universes, so I can do.
But you have to know about them all.
Yeah. I have to be like part of all of them,
Yeah.
but so I can do all the things I want to do.
Maybe your like hair can like connect.
Maybe
somehow,
like an avatar. Like,
Yeah.
just plug in. Yeah.
Maybe we'll suss it out. Yeah, because you're brilliant at it. Not that I understand the ins and outs of it all, but from what I know and the other physios that I've spoken to, it's definitely
Yeah, I really.
a calling for you.
Really love it.
And even and you said like you even feel like a part of who you are and your duty that you give. Like that's a part of you know,
I've always
what you can offer to the world.
It's very weird, but I've always, even since like a little kid, I've always just felt like my purpose has been to help women somehow, and that, I don't know, just all kind of, all this, like, it just all kind of happened.
And you do that every day here with everything that you do, but that is like such a special niche area for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, that's enough about trying to get you to do that.
I'm not leaving it.
Better not. And so that's work, and then when did you become a CrossFit trainer?
Oh gosh.
How long between starting CrossFit and doing CrossFit?
Oh, it was less than a year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was. And at like my first CrossFit class, I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm gonna be a coach.
How long was it? Because we met because we met through a mutual friend at her baby shower, and I wanted to know you and meet you because of what you did for work.
Yes.
I had just had a baby. I knew that my pelvic floor wasn't good. Didn't take her long to get inside me, guys. But also I knew that like my members and my market, I needed someone that knew all of those things as well. So I wanted to know you. Turns out you had already you knew who I was anyway because you were
we
watching
lived
me.
in the same neighbourhood.
Yeah.
And I used to train in my garage quite a lot, and I would always see you walking past with Callie and Graham. And I was like, I knew you were a CrossFitter because of your shoes, and then I just like figured out who you were.
Yeah. And then here we are. All these years later, still hanging out. So how long between you starting CrossFit did you then start training here and then coaching here?
That's a good question.
I don't remember any of it.
Neither do I. I'm bad.
No
at
idea.
times. I
I'm
don't know.
so terrible.
It was
too.
all like very close.
Very
together.
smushed.
Yeah.
It wasn't long.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time I sort of saw you outside of just talking to you about women's health and physio and all of that sort of stuff was you did a competition that we hosted here with a friend from Coastal.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I think the first work thing you did with us here was like a team girls sport.
Oh,
Remember
God.
you trained like a group
an
of
AFL
girls?
team or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Train like a group of girls, and I would like hang back and watch a little bit. I was like, yeah, I knew this bitch should work here. She's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Line her up.
Yeah, I knew straight away that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, and then I think, just slowly, absolutely wiggled your way into every part of the business.
I
And here you are now running it.
did. Here I am.
All these years later.
Yeah.
So how long have you been a trainer for? CrossFit
I
trainer?
don't even know.
No.
2016, maybe 2017. What year is it?
24.
Surely not that long. 6 or 7 years, something like that.
Something like that, which is a similar amount of time you've been doing CrossFit for anyway. So
yeah,
kind
about right.
of jump straight into the work side of it.
Mm.
And in that time, did you know that you wanted to compete in it straight away as well? Like, was it a sport thing for you, or did you just
Yeah,
like
I think
it?
so, because that's how I first was introduced to it. Like, I didn't know anything about it apart from
That it was
the
a sport.
sport. Like, that's what I knew from the get-go. Yeah.
And so you were always just interested in that side of it.
Yeah, and I think like
for you.
I knew I was bodybuilding was like I'd finished with that kind of thing, and needed something else. So they just a little replacement, a little switcheroo.
So it was just straight swap. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then how long between CrossFit
Mm-hmm.
and CrossFit did you figure that you wanted to have a crack at weightlifting?
Ooh, I was thinking about this the other day. I actually started pretty much straight away. I remember talking to Chris about it, and he was like, "You're good at this. You could be really good at this." And he got me onto Catalyst Athletics back when they used to post all their programs for free online. I used to follow that like 2 times a week. I'd just go into the gym, and it was just like literally an empty bar for so long because I didn't know how to do anything. So I did that. I just wish I was more committed back then. Like, 6 years, like that would have been so cool. So it was just like kind of on and off with that for a little while, and then and I've always loved lifting, but not until we competed at Torian together. What year was that? Maybe like 21, just after COVID.
Yep.
The first event there was a lifting complex, and Rianne, who I kind of knew through you, but didn't really have much to do with, messaged me after that, because she must have watched our heat, and she was like, "Dude, you have to come across to weightlifting." She was like, "You push press 90 kilos, like, you don't know what you're doing, but you're so strong already." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And that's when I started weightlifting.
And then you went straight in hard.
Yeah, fucking loved it so much.
Yeah.
So much.
My worst nightmare, you're everything.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense because I don't really like being the center of attention, but on weightlifting day, like,
You ready?
fucking look at me, yeah. Watch me lift
Look
this.
at me go! But even the training, like, for me, it's like, just,
boring, yeah.
But, like, I think if you've got that, like, I don't know, it's like, it's so, like, weightlifting, it's one of those things I think as well, like, the more you know, the more you realise you don't know about it, and there's so much that you can make better.
Yeah.
But when you don't really know, you're like, well, just get the ball from the ground over my head. Like, it doesn't matter how you do it, you just get it there.
I love the, like, Yeah.
the nerdy side. You
Yeah.
love the nerdy
What
side.
they say, it's a sport of millimeters and milliseconds.
Yeah.
Like it's so technical and you have to be so precise. I really love that.
But like any athlete who is the best in their game, it looks so easy.
Yeah.
Like when you see someone do it and they do it well, you're like, I can do that.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah, super easy. But like the hours spent on the stage, and I was so privileged to see you train for that. How many months was it between? Was it training? Another timeline for you.
Yeah, I started like May, June, and then Queensland titles were like October, I feel. So my first competition was September, which was like just like the local one. So you had to qualify for Queensland, qualified for that, and then qualified for nationals from that, and that was the end of November of that year.
So how many months was all that?
Maybe 6, just over 6, I'd say.
So you were weightlifting for 6 months,
Yeah.
and you were a national level weightlifter. Because what did you come at nationals?
Third.
You came third.
Yeah.
So you
I
came
think I was
third.
ranked 7th in my weight class in that year, like because all the Olympians and stuff weren't there.
Yeah.
But I think I was 7th in that weight class
In
for the year.
Australia after 6 months. Insane. So impressive.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Very cool experience. Will you do it again?
If I can get my body right, I would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
The if.
so you'd love to do the sport again?
I think so. Yeah, I loved it. Like,
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Let's just get this knee and finger better
Yeah.
first.
Oh, another one. Yeah.
And before that? No. Yes, before that. Before that, so not only are you very skilled and strong and powerful in weightlifting and came a long way in a short amount of time with that, also you were training just prior, actively trying. Yeah, you were having a good crack,
Yeah.
I think. So the CrossFit season is open, quarterfinals back then, or still is,
Yeah.
open, quarterfinals, into semi-finals. And what program were you following at that point? What were you
Whatever
doing?
we were doing, I think. Harriet was doing my gymnastics stuff, but I feel like, was it Mayhem?
Yeah,
maybe?
Mayhem.
I think I was just pulling bits and pieces from everywhere. to be
Yeah.
honest.
And I think we were just all training together, just
Yeah.
flopping around,
Yeah.
figuring
What
it
I
out.
found on the internet.
And we knew that there was a good chance that you were going to make semi-finals.
Yeah, I thought I would. So the year prior to that, without any extra kind of stuff, I finished 60th,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh fuck. Like,
When she says 60th, that's 60th in Australia.
yeah. Yeah.
In quarters.
In quarterfinals, yeah. And I was like, oh shit, okay, like maybe I could actually make this happen.
Yeah.
And then,
Which, like, just to really point out, like, that is incredible. Anyone inside, like, the top 150, like, they're all very, very fit and very competitive. And, like, any one of those top 150, you wouldn't be surprised if one person beat someone at a different
yeah, I think
workout.
it'd be very workout dependent
Yeah.
at that level.
Yeah.
Maybe the top 20 they'd be there regardless, but the rest of them, I think it would just depend on the workouts, to
Yeah.
be honest. Yeah, so then that was 60th, and then the following year, and I was like, I'll have a good crack and see what happens. I finished 44th, I think.
Yeah, 43rd maybe.
43rd, something like that. And they were taking 30 at that point. So I was like, okay, next year's gonna be my year.
Yep.
And that's when I did my back.
Yep.
So that was 2 years ago next month.
Yeah.
that I did that. Yeah.
Yeah. And was that an event with the back? Was that a single event?
Yeah, like I felt it go, but I think it was just an accumulation of not managing my training load very well because I'd just come off the weightlifting season, was trying to get back into CrossFit season, had heaps of family shit going on in the background. Like I think it was just a big accumulation of just a pile of shit, really.
Yeah. But when you're in it, you don't really realise
No.
until you're on the other
Yeah,
side. Hey?
exactly. Hindsight.
Yeah. So, and then that was 21, 22.
Mhm.
So it's been a solid 2 years of fighting.
Yeah, 2 years of rehab now basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you've handled like a boss.
Yeah, it's coming good finally, like
Yeah.
after 2 years.
Yeah.
I think about the woods now.
And then, okay, so weightlifter, almost semi-finals. I'll be going back for that again.
Mm.
That's the goal.
Yeah. If I can. Yeah.
Manage everything well.
Mhm.
So good.
Mhm.
And then, aside from the sports side of CrossFit, you also manage the gym.
I do. Yeah.
How long have you done that for? Timeline. You're gonna notice.
5 years.
Yeah.
4 years. 5 years.
I reckon like 5 years,
Yeah.
maybe 6.
I
I
don't
don't
really know
either.
either. I think I started doing that.
I was like,
Happened.
manager!
And go.
It's really much how it works. Yeah, I'm pretty good at realizing things that I don't do well,
Yeah.
and then knowing that someone else can do it better than me. So that was always going to be you at those kinds of little day-to-day things. And you do a great job. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I do. I really like it.
It's good. What do you like about it?
I think.
Telling everyone what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I think I really like the development of stuff, like putting systems in place and looking at just have tiny orgasm. Just I don't know, just looking at something can be how can we make this more efficient or how can we make this better, and then writing it all down.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
typing it out.
Yeah. I love
Like,
it.
it's my worst nightmare. It's so boring.
Where can we put the plan?
That's important! And may I remind you, you're the one who moved this plan here today. You chose this plan. Yeah, it is good. Yeah, you do that stuff very well.
Yeah, you
Systems,
do the big
procedures.
vision, you're this is where we need to be.
This! Yeah,
And then I can be
this is how we do it.
yeah, which I think is really cool. Because
Yeah.
I'm not good at that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Give me a system.
I don't know. Tell me.
Good job.
Yeah.
Everyone work out! Yeah, that's why it works so well, and
Yeah.
I think that's why this gym is so successful, is because we have the right people in the right positions, instead of me absolutely swinging my dick and going, oh, I can do everything, which is, I think, a lot of gym owners' issues. They just need to learn to share the things that they're not
Just
good at.
delegate better.
Oh,
Mm.
make everyone's life a lot better.
Mhm.
So gym manager, like that, and you also wear a lot of hats.
I do. I like
Yes,
that.
you do a different hat.
Yes.
So you're the gym manager, you also are our head nutrition coach.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing that for?
I don't know. 4 years, 3 years, 4 years?
Something like that. I don't know why I keep caring about time so much. No one knows. And you do really well at that too.
Yeah, I love. I
You just love detail. You love
Yeah,
details, which
doesn't make any sense.
which is very that's no joke. You love fixating
Yes.
on things that are important to you.
Yes, and creating a system. So much of why I love all of this in nutrition is there's a system. If you follow the process, it will work.
Yeah.
It's very it's grey in terms of the emotions that go along with it, but the actual process is black and white.
Yeah.
And the rules are black and white.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Mm.
And that works out very well.
Yes.
And then you're also obviously a CrossFit coach.
Yes.
You've done your level 2.
Yes.
Soon to be level 3. Yes.
Yeah.
And what other hats do you wear? Well, you know how to make coffee. You do make coffee, which is pretty talented. Yeah. Lots of different hats. And then you are also our in-house doctor. Yeah.
Do you think we should talk about that?
When we've got actual doctors that come here. But look, I'm just saying, you've never been wrong.
I've fixed
So
some ailments in my time.
you have,
diagnosed some things correctly.
yeah,
I think I've just watched enough Grey's Anatomy to be
and
that's what that is.
yeah, you beat 2 doctors in
I did 2 actual doctors.
yeah, my diagnosis. So I'm just saying,
Can read a journal article.
yeah, you can. You're all over it.
Mm.
Anything else?
No, I think that's everything.
I think that's it for you.
Yeah,
We'll talk
that's
more
all
about. I
talking
think
about
we're going to talk more about you next week. So it'll be a whole episode of you next week, which is really exciting. I'm excited.
Okay, John.
Yeah, you can if you want.
Pretty fun.
I'll watch you. I'm not
Joe
going.
Rogan how they smoke weed all the time.
I'll get high, you get drunk, and then it'll
Take
be a
some
great
mushrooms.
time. Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll be crawling up the walls.
Becky will be like,
I mean, she just locks the door on her way out. Okay, that's cool. So far we're at 56 minutes. This has been a big one.
that's who we are, I guess, and why we feel like we can talk about all the stuff we talk about because we have so much. I know we look very young, but we have so much experience and passion for all of the things, health and fitness, and like obviously CrossFit as the overarching thing.
Yeah, I think that's an important note, is that we've had a lot of time doing this and lots of different hats along the way, but we love it more and more.
Yeah.
You've had to fight through a lot of injury. I've had a kid. Like, we both run the business. There's a lot going on, but we still love it, and we know that it works.
Yeah.
And we know, and we hear lots of things from our members that we can share with our members and with the world as to like why we can help you,
Yeah,
like how we can help, and just having a fucking laugh along the way. We got a few things coming up, but let's not talk about them this week because we don't need to. But we will finish with our newly designated way to finish.
Yeah, what is your... We have every Friday, so people who aren't members here in our Facebook group, we do what we call Bright Spot. So everyone posts like their favourite thing of the week, no matter how kind of small it is, something that made you happy this week. What is yours?
Yeah, so this week my kid nailed a new trick.
She did.
And it is in like, yeah, she blows me away with her little dedication and commitment to learning new things with her tumbling and stuff like that. So she did a round off into, I think Gracie called it a whip. So it's not quite a backflip.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like a backflip,
Yeah.
but her legs need to
A bit more
bend.
pike,
Yeah, it's a pike, and that's how she said is like the first stage of getting a
cool.
full backflip.
Yeah.
But yeah, Callie has wanted this forever, and she's worked really hard and she got it. And I literally screamed. The neighbours probably thought,
that's
like,
so cool.
what the fuck is
I
going
saw
on?
her in Coles, I think that same day.
She was with
And yeah, so like first thing out of her mouth, I was like, guess what I did today? It was very cute.
very cute. So that's my bright spot.
That's awesome.
What's yours?
I have just got back from a trip on a golf trip. Josh qualified for like a national golf competition, which was really cool, and I got to watch him play on Tuesday.
That's so cool. Was it just one day that he played?
He played 2 days. So the first day is like a scouting round, so you just go around and like check out all of the like the course and stuff.
I didn't know he had to qualify.
Yeah. So he won the competition up here,
Ah.
and then so all the winners from the competitions go to like the national.
Ooh.
So that was really cool.
That's cool. And you're going to start playing
Yeah.
golf?
Yeah, I was sitting there at the presentation, like listening to them talk about like the skill and the mindset, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking do this. I'm gonna be back here next year. I'm gonna win.
And the same conversation we just had about you starting CrossFit because of regional.
Yeah.
Sitting in the bleachers, it's going to be, I was sitting at this fancy dinner.
What a dickhead, yeah.
And then you're going to be a golf superstar
Yeah.
as well. Add that to your resume. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And are we doing funny?
Oh,
Anything?
At the start. Okay, I'll ask you this question. What is the longest you feel like you could raw dog a flight? So have you seen that craze on TikTok, people sitting on a plane but you're not allowed to do anything?
Either, was it you or did Jordo tell me about this?
I don't know.
Someone told me about this. And yeah, I was like, I would be fine, I just go to sleep. He's like, not allowed to.
Not allowed to.
I was like, what? So, okay, so you need to say all the rules. It's like,
you can't do it. You have to sit there.
you just have to sit. So you're not allowed to sleep, not allowed to be on your phone, not allowed to look at a screen, not allowed to eat,
Not allowed to. Yes.
not allowed to anything.
We flew back from Adelaide on Tuesday, and I was like, I'm gonna raw dog this. But I read the food menu, and I was like, fuck, I ruined it already. Shit. So I'll have to try another time. It's only 2 hours, but I feel like that's a good entry point. Are you allowed to talk?
I don't know. Probably not. Let's just say no. Like,
maybe not.
I feel like I would just be so scared that I could just sit in my own fear
Just go
for.
completely mute.
I feel like I could do it for like 10 hours. Like, I could just sit there paralysed on this plane.
You probably could.
I reckon I'd win. Like, if it came down to it,
Oh,
I could
shit.
like just sit there with nothing and I'd be fine.
Yeah.
Fucking 24 hours. Sign me up.
Lock it in.
I don't need to shit or piss or anything. I just sit there
Yeah.
and fight
Yeah.
through my
Well, I
anxiety.
lasted all of 10 minutes, so I'll have to try again next time.
You know, I don't really know. Maybe, yeah. I reckon like,
You think you'd be okay?
well, me and you are going to Sydney in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'll raw dog it.
Can we talk though?
Oh, well, I can't not talk.
I'll look up the rules before we go.
Okay,
We'll see how
cool.
long we last.
We'll suss it out.
Just a no eating thing.
I was going to say, I'm a pretty hungry person.
I've done stuff before.
Yeah, we'll do it like as we're like walking out. Cool. All right.
Cool beans.
That was fun. See you next week.
Thanks, mate.